Hello YouTube, what's up? My name is Chicken Fried Rice, and today we're going to be playing some 3 versus 3 ruse on the map Center of Gravity. Today I'm going to be playing with some randoms, and I just ended up getting UK'd. Now the reason why I decided to post this video, now usually I automatically rage quit when this happens in the game. Now it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. This time I decided not to rage quit because I decided, you know what, I want to show people this because I don't want anyone that I know ever doing this kind of start. So right off the bat, I know I'm going to lose by how my team starts off. Right away, both of my allies go 1 admin and 2 supply depots. In the meantime, I went 3 depots and 1 airfield, so I'm pretty much bringing in the only economy for our team right now. Well, not the only, but I'm bringing in more than them. Now, it's not that bad, like, to start. Actually, it's pretty horrible to start. Who am I kidding? It's horrible to start with an administrative building and go like this, bunkers inside your base, especially on Center of Gravity. You always want to make sure that you can pull outside. You want to block everything off here. Fortunately, these guys don't do that. Right here, I get pair drop. This Japanese player, Ghost, maybe not the best player I've seen, but he does know how to play Japanese air very, very well. For example, first thing he did is pair drop my depots, and right now my Spitfire is having a fit trying to strafe this guy. So I take care of his little paratroopers. In the meantime, I realize that I need recon here and here, and I ask these guys, but they do not budge. Now you're going to see how this guy sets up. He's just going to set up a defensive wall of, well, pretty much nothing. So he made an admin, 2 depots, 3 depots now, this guy. The other one's still at 2 depots. He has 2 admins, okay? And the surprising thing is I make more admins than them in the end of the game. And that's just pretty outrageous, the fact that you're going to start off admins and not have any at the end of the game. So, what I'm trying to do right now is, I have air superiority, so I decide I'm going to try and switch to fighter bombers, but all of a sudden, the Japanese Air Force starts showing up, which starts to become an issue. Luckily for me, it's only decoy units for the moment. The second he starts sending real fighters, for example, this one, then I start suffering casualties, and there go my Hurricanes. So, I grab my Spitfires, and I just try and do as much damage as I can. And when we look here, 3 administrative buildings, 5 minutes into the game, this guy's still at 1. Now, I don't know, because, like, these guys are literally walking into the middle of the map unopposed. I can't fly into the middle because I will get killed by enemy air, which is a big issue for me. So basically what I have to do is just try and maintain air superiority, and when I can, and when I get the chance, when these guys make mistakes, is try and do as much damage as I can. Now unfortunately, the fact that all 3 players on their team, which are ground, and air, against me, the 1 air player, I'm not facing very, very good odds for this game. I'm just saying. So we're going to speed things up because this game took quite a while. And look here, I'm going to try and capture this base. It's actually decoy. I should have expected that. But, you know, you live with the consequences. So now I have a fair amount of Spitfires. And although I cannot do anything, the only thing I'm doing now is making Spitfires because I want to be able to fight back with the Japanese air. The issue is being that I can't attack any ground units. So that just leaves them unopposed to go and build depots. And if we take a look at what they have the whole entire map's economy. They have depots here, here, here. They're getting so much income compared to us. This guy's 4 admins, this guy's got 3 admins, and I've got 0 admins and 3 supply depots with 3 airfields. Actually, I have 2 admins. Because at this point, 12 minutes in the game, I start realizing, if I'm going to pull a victory out of my ass, the only way I'm going to be able to do it is by getting a better economy than these guys. So this guy comes in with his 2 French infantry. Now, it's too late for my depots. I'm not going to rebuild those because it's a waste of my money. There's only $15 remaining, which would really be a waste completely. So, Now the reason why I want to try and make admins and let them make the units is because they have the ground units that can outrange the Japanese that actually stand to fight. All I have is Fireflies, and even then, Fireflies versus Japanese super tanks / Japanese AT are pretty much useless. So let's go back in my perspective. And as you see, this looks very, very, how do you say, an unpleasant situation to be in at the moment. As you can see here, this guy's got a fair amount of admins already up this early in the game. But when you're looking at the French guy, not as much. Now, I had to go and bomb the French guy because he's the only one that wasn't paying attention. So I lined myself up, and my goal was really to... I only went in with one bomber. For the reason for this is that they don't notice it. And my goal, I want to take out that airfield. Unfortunately for me, I only got those 2 admins. But still, for one bomber, that's an okay bombing run. Not the best bombing run in the world, but still, it does a bit of damage. With this guy who's playing air, there was no way I would have been able to devote the amount of resources they had to just making a whole amount of bombers. Now already this guy starts realizing he's screwed, he surrenders, and it won't be long now until he surrenders. Now these guys started off with administrative buildings, okay? This guy made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? 5. This guy made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like 9 or 8, I'm not sure. And look at me. I made a whole ton in less time than them. And they do have a lot of units, but we are so screwed because we're locked down. Once you get pushed back behind this wall of trees, it is so hard to break out because you're basically funneling your units into the enemy. Unless you have some very, very superior units, you stand no chance whatsoever. Because I don't have superior units, all I have is Fireflies, and those are not superior to this giant stack of stuff this guy's got in the middle. And I really, honestly, I can't do anything about it. So I'm trying, literally, I save up, I'm making Spitfires, and as you can tell, I told these guys, or the one guy left, I will go pure administrative build, and you just pump out units like crazy, because all income is shared in R.U.S.E, but, you know, this game was lost when it was started. Just the way they started their build was horrible. And even if this guy has a bunch of prototype units and all that, notice how he's trying to get past the city, but he can't. All that guy had to do is put a few infantry in there, and every single super heavy tank he sends in there gets destroyed. One $5 infantry just killed 3 super heavy tanks. That's not right. I'm not sure if I'm the only person that's realizing that. So, finally, I get turned over to be pretty much sentenced to death. And I'm just going to make a final stand, but I try and make it as good of one as possible. So I build a fairly large column, but here's the thing, not big enough. If I would have had it my way, I probably should have taken more time to do it, but I decided to attack right away, which was pretty much a dumb thing to do because this guy outnumbered me horribly. But right now, I have a greater economy than these guys, just because of all of these. The issue is that I don't have the same units. Now this is, R.U.S.E is partially an economy war and partially a unit war. Now that's the thing, when you have 3 people on a team, you don't want them all to be different units. And here's my issue. I mean, not different units, different countries, because they have access to different units, which are all amazing. Now this guy here uses an interesting strategy. I've never seen this before. But all he does is send an army of French prototype recon here, and pretty much rolls into my base and starts blowing stuff up, because that's what French prototype recon do, because they're that amazing. And look at that. That is just ridiculous. I don't stand a chance against that. I have 0... what am I gonna do? This guy's got so much stuff. So even at this point, even if I know I'm screwed, I try not to surrender. But look at this guy. Superior air force, superior numbers, superior quality of units. I am lost. There's nothing I can do. But the one thing I can tell you guys is never start a game with admin buildings. So as usual, guys, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And I will see you guys all next time.